Hey YouTube. So today what we're going to do is what's called a partial rebuild. So I'm going to take all these parts that I took out of this Cybermax piece of junk. Um, yeah, it's not a very good computer. So I did some research and Cybermax is not a very good company. They rate up there probably about with Gateway, or pretty darn close. Gateway's got its own level of. We won't even go there because that will take another hour to rant and rave about how much I do not like Gateway and how poor their service is. But anyways, that's not what this video is about. This video is about doing a partial rebuild. So I'll give you a little overlay here. Got a motherboard, which is I think it's a either Pentium or very close to Pentium processor. I don't know. I've never taken off the heatsink here. Could seemingly, maybe not. Let's see what it is. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with it because it's not gonna be worth breaking it. So moving along, it's got an award BIOS, which is good. Got 256 megs of RAM, so two 128 meg RAM SIMs. Samsung 15 gigabyte hard drive, floppy cable for the hard drive, and S3, I should say. I'm sorry. I know it sounded a little weird coming out of my mouth. Also from '97, so it's probably stock. S3 is a good company. They got some very good video cards. They do a very good job with their video cards. Not one of the higher ends, but they're good. And also we have a USB card because this has no USB in it. So that's basically the overview. So let's get going putting this together. Alright, pull this one down. Oops. And always grab it by the heatsink if you can. Don't touch anything on the inside because, you could definitely fry it. Try and put this as close as I can so you guys can really see what I'm doing here. So basically, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the motherboard in. Before I put the motherboard in, I'm going to plug in all the umbilicals. The LED lights, the speaker, and all that stuff. Just going to find... Oops, this is upside down. That's why. That's why I can't find anything. I'm late too. Okay. Wow. Okay, now we're going to put the board into the case here. Make sure you get all the holes lined up. seem to be missing my screwdriver here. Oh, there it is. Okay, found it. Right where I left it. Now it's good if you have a magnetized tip for these screws, because it's good that you can just kind of hold them on while you're trying to get it in there. The danger is this is magnetically charged. If you touch something in here that doesn't like it, it's going to fry it. So just a little word to the warning. Be careful when you're using magnetized tips. And always make sure that there's standoffs underneath underneath the motherboard, because you do not want the motherboard to be just metal on metal, because that's just really bad. It just does a lot of bad things. Okay. Now we're plugging the serial and parallel. Well, actually, I'm going to plug in the power, the main power. Oh, that's why. It's not. I don't think it's properly in there. I was wondering why that didn't fit. Shouldn't. Nope. It's way, way over. There we go. Alright, now we're going to plug the serial in the parallel ports in. Oops. So plug them in the right place. Now I'll put the sideways. So now you can see that the motherboard is in, solid, the parallel and serial ports are in. So now what we're going to do is going to put the hard drive in. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to install it first, then plug all the cables in. It's stuck now. There we go. Things don't cooperate. I'm glad I'm not holding the camera. It's a lot of times doing these things, you gotta have two hands. Got it. And most of the time, you gotta have 3 or 4 hands. Especially when things do not want to cooperate with you. There you go. Well, I'm going to do a little no-no here. I'm only going to put 2 screws in. Really, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to have 4 to really make sure it's secured. But this is just a training video. So, I mean, if this system doesn't work at all, then hey, whatever. You know, I'm not going to cry over it. And now I'm going to put the ID cable in. Tabs. You gotta be very careful with these, because they do bend very, very easily if you're not careful. Oh yeah, and also need to connect the power to the thing. So let's use that. Plug power in. There's power. Was it not right side up? Is that right the first time? Oh, yep, I was. Oops. Alright. Let's try to keep this as neat as possible. I'm not getting it too easy. That's the right way. And one other thing, you notice I always keep one hand on the case of the computer. It just keeps me make sure I'm grounded. You know, so no matter what happens, you know, I'm always grounded, which is always a very good idea to be always grounded, because anything you touch in here could just, you know, could be killed by just a little static electricity. Things are very, very sensitive in here. So, let's put this. Oops. There. And the USB. USB down here. Also notice that I'm not going to use any floppy drives because it does have a floppy drive and the cable for it, or a CD-ROM, because I did do a video earlier and I just didn't like the way it came out. It didn't come out the way I really wanted it, so kind of just, this is kind of a redo video. Alright, so that is it. I got the basics in here. So, let's leave it like that for a second. You guys can see it is back together again. So, I'm going to grab my monitor and I'll be right back and we'll test this out.